Hi everyone, I'm back with another little craft project, not a mini album again. It's coming up to Christmas, so this is a little project for those difficult people in your life who have presents that don't fit into normal boxes and you want it to look pretty. So perhaps for those Harry Potter fans in your life and you have things like this you need to wrap. So the first thing I'm going to use is A3 paper. Now this is a really good one. It's 300 GSM, so it's a good quality thick card, and it's by Centaura. It's a Centaura Pearl card pack, and they do lots of different ones. They do some beautiful Christmas ones, so bear that in mind. This is the Decadence pack, which is all in golds and beiges and creams. I actually paid £12.99 for mine. I know you can get it cheaper, and you can probably get other cards, A3 cardstock, cheaper, or 12 by 12 if that's what you did. But I needed A3 because I needed that extra length, and this is making a simple gift box with one sheet of card, and everyone probably knows how to do this, but it's nice to have a little bit, just in case you just want to refer to anything. So the first thing I did was I made a template. I made a plan to see if it would work with thin paper. Now this paper is, once again, it's A3. It's very thin, and I get it in packs of, it comes in a big drawing pad. I think it's by Graphics, and it's £2.99 for a huge pack. I think you get 40 or so sheets in a pack. So, and it's a really nice paper, and so it takes tea staining really well. So bear that in mind. So I've made a plan so that I know that everything will fit properly. So the first thing I need to do is score my score my card. Okay, so I know that I need quite a bit of width. So I measured it out, and I think I needed about 13 inches. So what I did is I took my A3 and I scored it at 1.5 inches here. So I've put the short side, I put the long side up against the top of the scoreboard, and I've scored on that long side 1.5 inches, turned it around 180 degrees and scored it again at 1.5 inches. On the short side, I've scored it at 1.5, 3, 5, 7 1/8, and 8 5/8. Then I flipped it this way because my scoreboard is only 12 inches long. And I've done the same, 1.5, 3, 5, 7 1/8, and 8 5/8. And so I've joined up the score lines, as you can see. Okay, next, what I want to do is, this is excess, so I need to cut this off. That's quite easily done if you have if you haven't put down your knife anywhere and lost it. Okay, so you need to cut that bit off. Let me get another knife without wobbling anything. Ugh, if I can. Sorry about this, I'm going to wobble the camera. There we go. Get my knife out. There we are. Right, might as well do this. Now, this first bit you can do with a knife. Other than that, or if you feel confident enough to cut with a pair of scissors, then that's fine, do that. I can't even cut straight with a knife, but I can cut straighter than if it was with a pair of scissors. Okay, so this bit, keep for another project. I'm making several of these boxes. So once again, after you've done all your score lines, on that last score line, which was 8 5/8, you want to cut it off. Cut off your excess. Like so. Okay, and I'm like I said, I'm making several boxes, so you only need to do this on one piece of A3 card for every box. And obviously you change these measurements to what you need. So if you need the box to be shorter, you change it and bring in the sides, or if you need to be longer, you elongate whatever. This one is 1.5 inches high, it's 2 inches deep, and roughly about 13.5 inches long. Right, so the next thing you want to do after you cut off your excess is use a bone folder to crease your score lines. Now, decide which is going to be your inside and outside. This is going to be my inside. This is the outside of the box. So on the inside, facing upwards, I'm scoring everything inwards. So next I want to start off, and all the long score lines, you score the same direction. So you just keep scoring in the same direction so that it can all curl up on itself. Okay, so once again, score in at the sides and then score each line going up. Now, one of these is slightly wider than the other one, and the one that's slightly wider, which is the one on the side that I cut off, that's going to be the lid. So this is the actual box base. Right, so what you want to do next is, on your score lines, I like to cut just on the edge of my score line. So I don't know if you can see this. Can you see my score line? That groove there. So I've cut just on the edge of the score line. So I've actually left the score line there. So I haven't cut in the centre of the score line, I've cut to the edge of the score line. And then that score line bit there, if I had sharp scissors it would be better, I'm going to cut out. So I have a V. But this side of the V is straight and the V goes on this side. So on the shorter tabs is where you want to cut off just a little bit of a V. And on the wider tabs you want to leave them straight and cut. Basically you're cutting off the score line. So you see you can't see the score line at all on this large tab. What's left of the score line is here. You can see that little groove, which I'm now going to cut off. And all this does is makes it neater. Now, I'm not very good at even cutting straight with scissors on a small area like this. So if you feel better about doing it with a Stanley knife or a craft knife, do it that way. And you want to do that so that you have a V on each of your short tabs, and all of your longer tabs, or your slightly wider tabs, these ones, have a straight edge. And you do that on both sides. So once again, my longer tab, I'm cutting so that the score line is not showing on that slightly larger tab. And then on all the smaller tabs, I'm going to cut a slight V. So I'm cutting it at a slight angle, just on the smaller tabs, on both sides of them. And that is basically the box. Now you have to decide how you want to put it together. Now, there are several ways of putting it together. One way you can do it, basically, the two shorter tabs, here and here, fold in. And they fold and join together like this. So this is the lid, this side, and this comes up. Now you can put a couple of holes in the edge here and put ribbon around it. You can staple it, you can just glue it, however you want to, because you can get some really pretty coloured staples, and I thought that would look really, really nice. This one you fold in like this, and that makes the lid. Now if you want to, you can put a pretty edge around the pattern, so you can either use a like a decal edge pair of scissors, or perhaps a punch. But you must remember, whatever you do to this edge, you need to cut the flaps down slightly here if you do it. You must also do to this, each edge of the tab, here and here. So what I'm going to do briefly, and hopefully this will work, let me grab a couple of pegs and hope that my glue bottle is not blocked. No, it looks okay. We might be in luck. So the first thing I want to do is not have a clogged up glue bottle. It's clogged. Today is not my day. Okay, I'm going to use some double-sided sticky tape then, because I can't be bothered to fluff around. Okay. And I would get out my score tape, but I can't because it's in the drawer, and I'd have to move the camera again. So along here, I'm going to put some double-sided tape on the inside. Remove my tape backing, and I would normally put glue on this, as you know. Okay, so the first one I'm going to take up, and because this is a straight edge, you lay that edge up against the crease here. Like so. There you go. If you need to do a little bit of trimming here, do that. So what you do is, if you need to do a bit of trimming here, you trim this, if you had decent scissors, like so that it's flush with the top of the box there, and then just cut this bit off a bit more neatly than I have done. So next, you want to put adhesive on this side. Just going to pop that there. And the same again, bring it up, line it up on this side. There we go. Now you want to do the same to this side. And I should have put the tape on really before I started, but you know me, don't do things in the right order. All the easy way. Why do things easily when you can make it really difficult for yourself? And you want to do the same. So if you put the back on first on this end, you want to put the back, stick the back down first on this end, because you want it to be the same. You want it to be symmetrical, because that way it will look nice and neat and pretty. I've got to clean my scissors. Okay, and then this one, I just want a bit of tape on here. Okie dokie. Oh, I am making a mess. But you know, when you're crafting, you know you're having fun the more mess you make. That's what I'm going to say anyway. Okay, so I want to put the back bit on first, because that's what I did to the other side. Line it up there. Trim it up. Remove the tape backing this side. And back it over. And then make sure that there's no sticky tape sticking out there. Line it up this side. And there we go. So now all I have to do is to stick these bits down here. Like this. And then that will give me a box that closes like this. So when you do these ones, what you want to do is put it on the outside pattern, just on these small tabs, because if you put it on the larger one, you'll get sticky tape overhang, because this doesn't quite go the full length this. So you want to put it on the outside patterned edge of your tab. And I'll be back. That's my phone ringing. Okay, I'm back. Phone call answered. Okay, so like I said, tape on the outside pattern of the small tabs, double-sided sticky tape, and then once again line it up onto that edge, and the same for this side. If your tape wants to come off, oh, okay, tape backing off. Tape backing off. I will get there. Okay, and then line it up, pop it down, and there you have a box that you can line with anything, bit of felt, bit of tissue, for those odd shaped gifts. I think I'm going to put some tissue paper in there and maybe a couple of sparkly bits, and that's it. If you wanted to, what you could also do is cut on this bit here. You can cut this diagonally, so from the open edge here, you can cut it from the back down to the front bottom and cut this bit off if you wanted to. Sometimes it makes it sit slightly better. But there, one easy peasy gift box for the difficult people in your life who have odd shaped presents. There you go. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
look at the fiery pen, it's glistening once again. Candy canes and silver lanes that glow. It's beginning.